Ilio guys, and welcome back. In today's little video, which will hopefully be short and sweet, I'm just going to discuss to you at least one casual man's opinion on the Bolt Wing Super Evolution. So let's go ahead and give it a go, shall we? Alright you guys, so I'm going to be real with you right here. I do think like baby Bolt Wing is super duper adorable for his Super Evolution. Like the photos didn't really do them justice because I thought they would look a lot worse than how they look currently in the game, which is good. I haven't seen any animations of them or anything yet because, well, obviously Bolt Wing isn't super duper used anywhere. If he is used in PvP, I'm not sure why unless you just began the game, because my casual account, which is my secondary account, I do have a Waterbolt Wing in terms of PvP, but it's just there as a placeholder. It's a usable mon with its double petrification at the level that I'm currently at, but obviously in the future it will be replaced with something else, because while petrification in my opinion is useful, especially on a mon like Water Purse, double petrification, especially with an AI that is on auto, is a terrible idea because his move could hit before anyone else's and all your damage dealers will do no damage, because petrification basically makes the mon almost invincible in terms of taking damage if that debuff has been applied before anything else. But yeah, baby Bolt Wing, super duper adorable. I already have a Bolt Wing video up, so this isn't going to be a Bolt Wing review. So I just wanted to quickly cover this, and as we can see with the stat gain here on Firebolt Wing, he obviously gets a decent increase in HP. I mean, I think it's 10% or maybe a little bit more all across the board, but his stat is nearing not 3k, but nearing 4k for his attack stat, which is perfectly fine. Defense becomes, in my opinion, a bit more average. Overall, his stats become a bit more average, even though he is a nat 4. But the issue with Firebolt Wing, in my opinion, is just he has a debuffer's kit, but a attacker's stats, which does more harm than good. So, is it worth spending your hard-earned Super Evolution stones on him? If you like him, if you like any of the Bolt Wings, super evo all of them, super evo all of them. But if you want to use your stones wisely, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. It's gonna be a no for me. Moving on next though to baby Waterbolt Wing. This one's coming in with double petrification, 80% I do believe. This one I would say would be a better choice for you because HP increase isn't that big, neither is the attack, even though his attack stat is pretty decent. But defense gets a hefty increase, which is always super helpful. So you could use him and super evo him, but once again the issue is that especially if you're a newer player and you do manage to get one of your Bolt Wings at evo 3, I chose to farm out and evolve this one on my casual account first because I would get the most use out of it. In the future, I could see you definitely dropping this mon because of double petrification and it, you know, getting in the way of other moves, especially depending on the animation of these mons at the Super Evolution stage. So once again, it's not like it's a bad investment, but it's also kind of a bad investment because one day, at least in my opinion, you're not going to use this mon anymore because you're going to have actually good defense mons to have on your teams for PvP or clan versus clan. But once again, you're free to do so. I just don't think it's worth it. But out of the RGB, I would say that this one is probably the most worth it, at least in my opinion. Moving on over here to the wood one. The wood one I do believe has double HP siphon now, which means it's a really good self-sustainer. And overall, its stat increase is decent. I mean, its stats weren't bad at all already, but 28k HP, 4k attack, and then 2.5k defense, that's pretty solid. But the issue with this is it's nice to have, especially in the beginning of the game, because you may lack wood mons. But with access to mons like Wood Jean, Wood John, whatever the heck you want to call her, or Wood Anu, I would much rather super evo Wood Anu, because the issue with him is not so much his stats, but it's his skills. Yes, it's nice that he has HP siphon for survivability and being able to self-sustain But once you get past that, it's like, yeah, 4k attack, but it feels like I have like 2k attack because he's not doing any damage unless I bring someone else that can apply defense down, or I have to make sure that he has, you know, crit rate attack on him, or even like a crit damage attack, which I don't know why you would waste your gems on this, but that's none of my business. But once again, I don't think that's a really smart choice, but if you like the way that he looks, don't let me stop you. Alright, so now we're up in the real realm of what you guys should be choosing. And I'm just going to click on this one so it looks different on the video. Not like you guys watch the videos anyways. But with Lightbulb Wing, he is useful in Titans. I'm not sure what the animation change is on him because obviously my Lightbulb Wing isn't super evoed. But he once again gets a decent increase. It's not super duper big, but he gets a little bit more HP on him. Roughly 200 more defense and roughly 300 more attack. But his main setup anyways is just the exposed weakness, and obviously if he can get his courageous strike off, that's super duper useful as well, as long as I'm recalling the skills correctly where it's exposed weakness then courageous strike. But I mean, in terms of like stat increase, it's not that big comparing him to the other ones, but I still think it's worth it, at least in my opinion, especially if you have Boltwing on your team, and as long as his super evolutions animations doesn't interfere with your team or it benefits your team, that's going to be a really good idea if you have those stones laying around, because if you use them every day, if you use any mon every day, honestly, that's when I would consider super evolving it. Like, that's when you're going to get the most bang for your stones and your time, in my opinion. And then last but not least, we have Darkbolt Wing. He has morale boost and sap, I do believe, and it's a decent sap. I think it's like either 2 or 3 with a decent percentage on it. But once again, this, in my opinion, is another great contender for Super Evolution. Just for the simple fact that he is usable in Golems, while Lightbolt Wing is usable in Titans, and the other ones, they just fall off because they're not bad, but they're clearly more shaped towards newer players, which I'm not sure why you would super evolve them. Even if you had the stones, I would just hold off on that. But once again, this guy could be using Golem, so this would add a little bit more stability to him. Not so much damage, but more stability means you could possibly tweak his gems a little bit and see if you can get some more damage out of him. That way, because you'll have some more HP and more defense, and obviously with subs and the percentages, it's going to scale a little bit higher, so you'll get a little bit more meat out of your gems depending on the subs on him. But yeah, in my opinion, I would say light and dark are very good candidates depending on if you use them every day or not in terms of super evolutions. But the RGB I would just stay away from. Like, it's not going to save them unless they get like a skill rework, in my opinion. If you like them, go ahead and super evolve them. But if you're looking to make worthwhile investments, then obviously light and dark. But this is just one man's opinion, you guys. I figured I would share it since Boltwing is out, and I already have a Boltwing review, even though that this video is going on and on. But that's pretty much it, you guys. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Go ahead and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Make sure you like the video, and yeah, see ya.